Hello and welcome inside this edition of the Jasper Journey. I'm your host, Cameron Cullen. The Jasper Journey is a monthly recap of special events that happen on the Manhattan College campus, and in this episode we take a closer look at the month of April. Today's story begins in the backyard of Jasper Hall, a popular community gathering hub for students. We see April's first rainfall, and also one of its windiest. But that doesn't stop these Jaspers from celebrating at their event. April 7th marked the annual Commuter Appreciation Day, going on from 12 to 4 p.m. The event was held by the CSA, Commuter Student Association. Appearing at the festival was a cotton candy machine, ice cream, bouncy play areas, fat cats, and other carnival games. Attendees had opportunities to win prizes, get ice cream, and fresh cotton candy. Once the rain cleared, the place became populated. In other news, what was once a small and marginal club, over the course of a few semesters, a motivated and senior Jasper, Eric Castro, decided to rethink Foresight into a non-for-profit which aims to inspire local Bronx high school students who struggle with their academics by bringing them to a college campus. Reporter Will Garando has more.
Foresight Collective has had their fair share of helping people, and they know how to speak with people. They can easily discuss with kids, especially given the fact that they themselves used to be in their exact position, applying to colleges and going through the college process. We can all help them. The first step is to make a bridge, establish a form of connection. For me personally, I relate to them by explaining to myself and saying, I used to be an elementary school dropout, and I used to also be a gang member. But I completely understand exactly where you're going, and trust me, you don't want to go there. Let me say why.
All of the speeches given by whoever was the motivational speaker of the day were always very memorable because they were intimate, they were very personalized about themselves, and my students were able to connect with that.
I took the wrong turn when I was a youth, so I'll do anything in my power to help young kids see their ways that they might make in the future, and to listen to their parents, and to stay in school and be engaged in the educational process.
The data speaks for itself. Many of my students, when they come in and they take the pre-surveys, they say they've never visited another college, or they're not really all that interested in visiting another college. Then they get their first tour of a private college, and they see how beautiful it is, and all of the amenities and facilities and all that, and then all of a sudden they're excited. Then they get to speak with college students and college professors, and they're even more motivated, and they begin to see themselves here. Now all of a sudden the post-surveys are saying that 90% of them, if not more, are saying, yes, we definitely intend on visiting other colleges. So I think that in all three of the seminars that we've done so far, there's been at least one student that has come up to me and used these exact words. This has changed my life. I actually have a student who is coming for the third time, and I told the student, you've seen the same seminar for the third time, and his response to me was, but I still have questions and so much more to take away from it. So if that doesn't exemplify how powerful these things are, I don't know what does.
Well, it really is great seeing stories like that one. Switching to the hardwood, Jaspers were recently welcomed to a day of basketball hosted by the oldest fraternity on campus. On Saturday, April 1st, Brothers of Alpha Phi Delta Fraternity at Manhattan College packed Dratty Gym for their annual Hoops for Troops philanthropy event, where fellow Jaspers were able to showcase their basketball skills. Greg Gorman, a brother of Alpha Phi Delta, has more.
It's just a simple idea where we're giving back to the troops, because we actually, in our past as a fraternity, have had members that served in the armed forces. So we have a 3-on-3 basketball tournament, and then just the winner gets a nice prize.
Over $100 of charitable donations went towards the Homes for Our Troops Foundation, which builds specially adapted homes for severely disabled U.S. military veterans. Winners of the tournament were able to meet backstage with this year's Springfest musical guest, Shaggy. This was certainly an outstanding event for a great cause. And for our last story today, do you like designer handbags? Are you any good at bingo? Well, the women's basketball team recently held their first ever designer handbag bingo night, and our Jasper Journey cameras were there to capture the action. Take a look.
On Wednesday, April 12th, the women's basketball team hosted their first ever designer handbag bingo night in the gorgeous Smith Auditorium. Over 75 participants, from players to elders, entered the banquet hall eager to win bingo games and raffles for some beautiful prizes.
It's a fundraiser. We're trying to raise money for our team to travel to California next year. It's 10 games of bingo, and at the end of every game, someone's going to win a designer handbag.
Before the event, the basketball players helped guests to their seats, handed out tickets, and arranged prizes.
My job is to sell raffles, sell extra bingo games. Mostly everybody's just here trying to show hospitality, usually sell stuff, greet people, talk to them, get them familiar with our program.
Bingo may have been the highlight in the banquet hall, but it wasn't the only event held that evening.
We also have like 13 different raffle prizes, anywhere from a couple additional designer handbags to some gear and to prizes donated from the community.
We got Michael Kors, we got Coach, we got Tory Burke. I think that's how you say it.
Other products featured included Dooney and Burke, Vera Bradley, and Kate Spade. Midway through the fun, a Jasper standout won herself a handbag.
I definitely got my money's worth, plus more, and I'm pretty ecstatic right now. I'll definitely have to figure out an outfit to go with it, but probably a day in the city.
As everyone enjoyed this special night, the inspiration behind the new fundraising event comes with the new coaching staff.
We had a new coaching staff this year, and they've definitely had us more involved in doing fundraisers.
One of my seniors, May Parahus, her mom actually runs these events for like local schools and churches for fundraisers. And when we were at Maeve's place for a team function, she was telling me about it, so I asked her in the spring if we could do one for us, and she said she would help us out. We actually have the grandpa, he's the one doing the bingo calling.
This event marks the second and final women's basketball fundraiser of the year. In addition to their annual phone-a-thon, next year's designer handbag bingo night will have all proceeds towards the team's trip to play overseas. For the Jasper Journey, I'm Cameron Cohen.
For more information about women's basketball events, games, and stats, be sure to check out www.gojaspers.com. Once again, that's www.gojaspers.com. Well, we hope you enjoyed this monthly episode of the Jasper Journey, highlighting just some of the great activities around the Manhattan College campus. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, I'm Cameron Cohen.